You can work up quite a...
That behind him now. He's getting some early at-bats due to Damian Easley's injury, and Jefferies is showing signs of returning to form. Kirk Gibson knows a thing or two about battling his way through slumps. He spent some time with Gregg, and he has that story.
Okay, we're joined here for this weekly segment by our old crafty veteran and rejuvenated Gregg Jefferies. Gregg, great to have you.
It's good to be here, thanks.
Is the game fun for you? I mean, is the game taking new meaning to you as opposed to last year?
Without a question. I was talking to my wife about that, and I said, Mel, it's just the love back. You know, last year was such a scuffle for everybody, me included. I didn't seem like I really ever got it going. And this year, just getting out there and getting dirty. I love getting dirty, and just doing it all over again. It's really brought back the love.
How do you change that from last year to this year, though? I mean, how do you go back? I mean, explain to the people, because I know, okay, but I want you to try to explain to them, you know, how the things go so bad? What goes through your mind in the off-season to prepare for this year?
Well, it really sets the fuel. As you know, when you have a bad year, you go back to the winter and you do everything you can not to have that same kind of year. So it really fueled my workout. I started really early. I probably took 2 weeks off and got right back to it. You know, and it's good to have, it's not good to have a bad year, but it's good to take it in a positive way, because I was lucky. I had 11 pretty good years before last year, and I knew I still could play, but I think I had to prove to a lot of people, especially in this organization, that I still could do it.
Does it make you feel more motivated because, you know, you're getting to the age now where maybe when you have a bad year, people, they are going to doubt your ability and say, well, Gregg Jefferies is washed up. Well, how do you deal with that mentally? I mean, did you question yourself at all?
Well, obviously you got to question yourself a little bit when you hit 200 with 200 at bats. You got to say, wait a minute, you know, maybe it's time to take up golf a little more. But I really started feeling things during the winter about 3 or 4 weeks into my workout where things started to click again with my dad, and it's like, there's a swing that I knew that I could trust, that I could wait on the ball and then explode to it. And it felt pretty good getting back to where it was.
Now, for those of you, many don't know, your dad's had some pretty interesting techniques when you grew up. One of them that I know that I read about, the swinging in the pool when you were younger. Were you doing that again, or were there other techniques?
No, you know what, we pretty much stayed away from that. It was more breaking things down and getting right back to basics. You know, starting from the lower half to the upper half. I really think when I stepped into Tiger Stadium last year, I was in total hook mode. I was, for some reason, trying to get those bleachers. And I've never really hit home runs my whole career.
Right.
And I saw this park, and if you notice, most of my base hits have been up the middle and away. And that's when I'm good, is when I go the other way and when I stay up the middle. I mean, I can't try to hit home runs. It seems like that's what I tried to do last year.
Going into spring training, you look at the roster and you come to spring training, and you know, I don't think anybody could really say that Gregg Jefferies was penciled in as somebody that the Tigers are counting on like you were the previous year. When did you feel, or how do you handle that when you see maybe they're looking to somebody else, and really, do you worry about getting the opportunity to prove that you can still play?
Well, I don't think you worry about it. I mean, I was pretty proud with my spring training. It's the best spring training I ever had. And I easily could have said, you know what, I'm not going to start. They've kind of wrote me off in the starting line. I could just collect my money and not play hard.
And how do you get through that?
It's pride, you know. I mean, you're known as it'd be like you trying to do it. You're known as a certain type of player. You know, I've always been known as a guy who's played the game pretty hard, and it wouldn't be fair to me or my teammates to go through emotions out in spring training. I couldn't feel right doing that, and I turned it around. I said, all right, I'm going to show these guys I can play, and like I said, I had the best spring I ever had.
All right, Gibby, thank you. Well, Jefferies told me during the first series of the season in Oakland that he knows he can help this team, but it's always been a catch-22. You can't find your groove unless you play somewhat regularly, and yet you can't play regularly while searching for your groove. It seems now that life is groovy again for the veteran Jefferies. The most veteran member of the Tigers family is their play-by-play announcer. When we come back, Ernie Harwell recalls a glorious piece of Tiger history, that when the bird was the word. That story after this.
Scratches here, scratches there. Watch out, they're everywhere. You'd have to pay a professional hundreds of dollars to repair this damage, right? Not anymore. Now you can make scratches disappear without spending a dime. Introducing CBX 3000, the professional secret that makes scratches disappear in just seconds. Stay tuned and you'll find out how you can get this revolutionary new scratch remover absolutely free. We're giving the first 1,000 callers a chance to get CBX 3000 absolutely free just for filling out a simple survey to help us launch CBX 3000 in our retail stores. CBX 3000 bonds with your car's finish to remove marks and scratches and restore your car's showroom finish. Watch how it works. Just rub CBX 3000 into the scratch, buff it, and the scratch is gone. The secret's in this new revolutionary formula. CBX 3000 is made up of a superfine crystalline matrix that bonds with the surface of the paint to eliminate scratches, swirl marks, water spots, even road tar and paint. Watch what happens when we key this new car's surface. Would you do that? But right now with CBX 3000, just buff it on and the scratch is gone. And CBX 3000 works on all color cars and all kinds of finishes. And here's the best part. Call right now and you can get CBX 3000 absolutely free. When you receive your CBX 3000, you'll be asked to fill out a simple survey form. And you'll receive a free bottle of this revolutionary new scratch remover just for participating. You'll get CBX 3000. And as a special bonus for ordering today, you'll receive a free 30-day trial membership in America's Advantage Discount Buying Club, guaranteeing you the lowest prices in the country on more than 250,000 products and services. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 1,000 callers to get your free CBX 3000 today.
I just saved $250, and best of all, it's free.
To get your free CBX 3000, have your credit card ready. All you'll pay is $4.95 shipping and handling, and call the number on your screen. You'll get your free CBX 3000, plus your 30-day free trial membership in the America's Advantage Discount Buying Club. Sorry, no CODs or personal checks. Don't delay. Call and get your CBX 3000 scratch remover today.
This is Fox Sports Net.
We're glad you're back with us as Tigers Weekly continues. You know, of all the images witnessed on September 27th of 1999 at Tiger Stadium, there is one that will always stick with me, and that is the sight of Mark Fidrych bounding into Tiger Stadium, looking very much the same as he always did, albeit with a few more laugh lines creasing his face. He pulled a plastic bag out of his pocket and filled it with dirt from Tiger Stadium as his own personal souvenir. Our friend Ernie Harwell now looks back on the streaking light that was the baseball career of the Bird in Detroit.
Thank you very much, and hi again, good lookers. Mark Stephen Fidrych had been in the Tiger organization 3 years when spring training rolled around in 1976. He was not even on the Tigers' Major League roster, but he became the sensation of the 76 season. Although he didn't make his first start until May the 15th, Mark went on to win 19 games that season. He was to win only 10 more for the rest of his career. But for that 1 year, he was a national hero, a fresh breeze for the fetid atmosphere of salary battles, court suits, lawyers, agents, and accountants. There are several ways to judge a player, but the best way to assess him is by the reaction of his teammates. For Tiger players, Fidrych was top. They loved him, just as the fans loved him. Mark was flaky. He talked to the ball, jumped in the air, went around the diamond shaking hands with his teammates, but he also produced, and the Tiger players admired him. They quickly accepted him. He gave his teammates credit for his success, and they appreciated his thoughtfulness and his generosity. Players on the opposing teams admired him too. Often when he took a curtain call after a victory, the players on the other team would stay in their dugouts to watch. I think Mark was the first big leaguer to take a curtain call on a regular basis. Whenever he pitched, he drew big crowds. The rival club owners would pray that Fidrych's pitching turn would come during their series with the Tigers. He was extra money in the bank for everybody. He was great because he was natural. Bill Beck told me, if someone had tried to stage Fidrych, it would have fallen flat. It would have been artificial. Ralph Houck was the Detroit manager that year. He handled Fidrych very well. He kept him under wraps for the first 6 weeks of the season. An early disaster might have been the introduction to a different story. Anyway, you can't argue with success. Houck made the right move. The kid had excellent baseball instincts. The first 2 times he handled rundowns, he followed the fundamentals with clinical perfection. Off the field, he was easy and natural with the media and with the fans. He had a delightful way of expressing himself, sprinkling his conversation with one malaprop after another. Early in that first year, Houck had to move the bird to the far end of the dugout to avoid eardrum damage from Mark's constant cheerleading. Once during a rally, Fidrych shouted, "Come on, gang, remember, a hit is as good as a walk." Later, when Mickey Stanley was thrown out attempting to steal third base, Fidrych yelled, "All right, team, let's capitalize on that now." We were in Oakland in September when I saw an item in the syndicated entertainment column that Fidrych would appear in a baseball TV series. I asked him about it. "I don't know," he said. "Maybe my agent will be making a deal. But I'll tell you this, Ernie, no matter what happens, I'll have the last hearsay." Poor Bird. He was a one-year sensation. He hurt his knee in spring training of 1977, then got arm miseries, and never was able to reach those heights again. He tried as much as anybody ever tried. Therapy, operations, rehabilitation, all of it. The Tigers finally gave up on him and released him after the 1981 season. The Red Sox signed him the next February, but he never again recaptured his glory. The greatest quality that Mark Fidrych showed was this: up or down, on top or on the bottom, he was still the same great, enthusiastic kid. That's it for now. See you next time.
All right, Ernie, thank you. We may see Mark Fidrych when the Tigers visit Boston and Fenway Park in a week and a half or so. Fidrych has had a cement company in Massachusetts for the last several seasons. But before the Tigers see the Red Sox, they'll face the White Sox. We'll have their games at Comiskey Park on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. And then the Tigers head further west for 3 games against the Angels in Anaheim Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before Chicago visits Comerica for the first time next weekend. And that's when we'll see you next Saturday morning just after Red Wings Weekly here on Fox Sports Net. Until then, I'm John Keating at Comerica Park. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.